Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Imagine an assembly line at a factory producing the most complex electronics in the world. A new unit appears. That's you. At that moment, you have no past, no future, no fear. But there is one technical feature doctors remain silent about, though the architects of the system know it well. From birth until the age of 7, your brain operates exclusively on low frequencies, delta, and theta waves. In the adult world, this state is called deep hypnosis. You are born in a trance state and you live in it during the first years of your life. Have you ever noticed how strangely infants sleep? You have surely seen it more than once. A child lies there, their eyes slightly open, pupils moving, the gaze seeming absent and almost unsettling. Parents often panic, thinking something is wrong. But from the perspective of neuroscience and brain biophysics, everything is perfect. This is a clear demonstration of the theta state. The child is not sleeping in our usual understanding nor fully awake. He exists in a boundary layer of reality. His eyes may be open, but he does not perceive the physical world the way we do. He sees a stream of data. In this state, the child's brain functions like a broadband receiver downloading information directly from the quantum field and the surrounding environment. When he lies there with those glassy eyes, he is not simply resting. In that moment, a high-speed operating system recording is taking place. There is no logical filter. There is no consciousness that could say, "Stop, this is false." His brain is a completely open flash drive into which the world uploads terabytes of data without his consent. During this period, knowledge is not merely given to you. The rules of the game in the Matrix are stitched into you. When your mother whispers to your father in the next room that money is dangerous, or when your parents broadcast anxiety without saying a single word, your theta brain records it as a fundamental law of physics. You don't need to understand the words. You read the frequency of fear and make it your own. You record it like gravity, like the fact that fire burns. For your child biocomputer, your parents' settings are not opinions. They are foundational reality code. All of your mother's fears, all of your father's limitations, all of the scarcity programs from your grandparents have now become your firmware. You haven't even learned to walk yet, but in your core it is already written. The world is struggle. Happiness is dangerous. Don't stand out. Those open infant eyes that unsettle us. They are the lens of a camera recording everything, so that later you can be locked in this prison of perception for decades. You are a hostage of other people's scripts, and your law of manifestation works flawlessly. It simply manifests not your dreams, but your parents' horror stories that you mistakenly consider your destiny. You walk outside and see the world, the angry neighbor, the tyrant boss, the cold partner. It seems to you that these are independent people who are simply that way, but that is a fundamental perceptual error. Let's move into techno-mysticism. You are not a spectator in a movie theater. You are the projector. And the people around you are a blank white screen onto which you project your film. If your childhood film has a deep scratch, for example, the program "I am not worthy of love" or "I will inevitably be betrayed," you will see that scratch everywhere. You will subconsciously choose partners who will abandon you. You will enter companies where the boss humiliates you. The Matrix operates very economically. It does not create excess. It loads into your field precisely those characters or NPCs that correspond to your internal state. These people are your mirror pixels. They enter your life only to confirm your worldview. The tyrant boss is not evil. He is perfectly executing the script you assigned him through your internal program of inadequacy. The moment you change your state and delete the corrupted file in your code, that person either instantly changes or simply disappears from your frame, because he has nothing left to play. You literally render reality with your thoughts, without realizing that the joystick has long been in your hands. You are just pressing old stuck buttons. Why is it that when you decide to change your life, start a business, or leave toxic relationships, you are overwhelmed by intense fatigue or fear? Why instead of joy do you feel contracted? This is the work of your built-in security system. For your biocomputer, the main priority is not your success, but your safety, and safety in its understanding means stability. If your ancestors survived in poverty, then poverty is a safe, tested program. The moment you try to earn more or become happier, the system screams, "Alert! We are going beyond permitted code. We may die." Happiness requires a huge amount of energy, and for a survival program, energy is a protected resource. In your brain's database, there may be a block. Wealth equals death or loneliness. And as soon as you approach money, your brain begins to physically block your cognitive functions. You become distracted, miss meetings, get sick. This is not laziness. Your antivirus is trying to save you from happiness because happiness, in its logic, is a system error threatening the stability of old habitual survival. You are locked in a prison whose walls are built from your own neural connections, which interpret your joy as a deadly virus. Stop right now, in this very second. Fall silent inside and listen to the background noise you are used to calling your thoughts. Have you ever wondered why that voice in your head is so toxic? Why your inner critic always knows exactly where to strike hardest? When you stand in front of the mirror or think about a new purchase and hear, "That's too expensive for you. We weren't rich, don't start now." Who do you think you are? Look at yourself. Whose voice is that? Feel the tone. In 95% of cases, it is not you. It is an archived recording of your mother who lived in chronic scarcity. It is the voice of your father whose potential was crushed by harsh reality. Or the sharp remark of a first-grade teacher who graded you not for knowledge but for obedience. We live in a world where billions of people mistake fragments of someone else's 30-year-old broadcasts for their own identity. Your subconscious is not a library of wisdom. It is a landfill filled with the voices of disappointed or deeply unhappy people who once taught you how to live correctly because they themselves were afraid to step aside. Your brain is a biocomputer, and into it was loaded a database called safety through limitation. You are not your thoughts. You are the vast, calm space in which these thoughts arise and disappear. But the system has done everything to make you forget that. It glued your attention to the endless noise so that you would identify with that inner critic. When you are afraid to approach someone new or start a business, it is not your fear. It is an old scratched track playing on a worn-out record placed in your childhood so that you would not stand out. To hack this system, you must become the system administrator. Your main weapon is one critical question. Whose voice is this? The moment you catch a thought and realize, "Oh, this is not my desire speaking, this is my mother's fear," the program instantly loses power over you. In that moment, you stop being a slave to the recording and become the one who presses stop. In that second, the world around you freezes, and for the first time in your life, you begin to hear the silence of your true self. It is the silence of the Creator, free from the archives of the past. You are not a file with a recording. You are the one who can delete the file. Let's expose one more destructive script that the system uploaded into you long before you learned how to read. It's called comparative rendering. From early childhood, you were taught to define your value only in relation to other units. Look, Tommy already knows how to read. Emma got an A. See how neat Jacob is, unlike you. As a result, your biocomputer grew up with a critical error in its code. You don't feel alive until you compare yourself to someone else. This virus forces your powerful processor to run at maximum capacity for nothing. You spend up to 80% of your life energy scanning other people's avatars. When you scroll through social media, you're not just looking at pictures. Your system is performing millions of background calculations. I'm better. I'm worse. He has more. I have less. It benefits the matrix for you to feel insufficient. An insufficient person is the perfect, endlessly hungry consumer. They will always try to purchase significance through things, new statuses, likes, and approval, trying to patch a hole in the code that they themselves create by focusing on other people's lives. But in the quantum field of reality, where everything is created from pure consciousness, there is no place for comparison. Every avatar here is a completely unique stream of data, a unique frequency. Trying to compare yourself to someone else is like trying to compare an MP4 video file with a JPEG image. They are different formats of reality. You have different tasks, different source codes. When you look at another person, you are looking at someone else's simulation. The moment you find the strength to delete the comparison program, A colossal amount of RAM is freed, memory that was previously consumed by envy, analysis, and competition. You suddenly discover that everything you have right now is enough. And here is the key secret. From this state of total sufficiency, reality begins to load true abundance into your experience. The system stops wasting resources maintaining your dissatisfaction and begins rendering whatever you focus on. If you focus on your uniqueness, the world starts aligning with your unique request. You stop being a copy and become an original. Many dislike admitting this, but if almost everything within us is programs, does the biocomputer have any free will at all? Let's be honest. In normal, sleep mode, almost none. Most people live their lives like trams. They travel along rigid rails laid down by parents and society in childhood. Station education. Transfer at station career. Final stop, retirement. Their choices are illusions, merely selections between two pre-installed menu options designed by someone else. Free will is not something you receive automatically at birth. It is something you must activate manually. Freedom appears only in a moment of total awareness. It is that instant when you suddenly notice a program unfolding within you. Imagine someone says something offensive to you. In normal mode, the script resentment or aggression launches immediately. You react automatically, like Pavlov's dog. But if you manage to catch that split second, the fraction of time between their words and your response, congratulations. You have entered manual control mode. In that tiny pause lies your freedom. That is the moment you step out of the old loop and take control. You decide, I see this script. I feel the program trying to make me angry, but I do not choose it. That is the real hack of the matrix. Every time you choose a new conscious response instead of the old automatic one, you rewrite a line in your source code. It is physically uncomfortable. It requires immense concentration. The old system will resist, trying to drag you back into familiar channels. But with each repetition, your new software strengthens. You stop being a slave to your reactions and become the programmer of your destiny. Freedom is not the absence of rules. Freedom is the right to establish your own rules within this simulation. It's time for the final reboot. If you've watched until this point, your processor has already begun rejecting old viruses. You've realized that you are a complex biocomputer running on Chizhoi software. So what do? How do you press reset? Stop fixing the mirror. That is the biggest trap. People spend years trying to change the external world, politics, economics, partners, children. It is completely useless while an old scratched projector film runs inside you. You may change the scenery, but the script remains the same. All your focus must turn inward, toward detecting corrupted sectors in your own code. Change the file, and the reality on the screen changes automatically. Trigger detection. Make this your daily practice. Each time you feel discomfort, anger, tension in the body, or fear, know that a program has just activated. Do not fight it. Do not suppress it. Simply note, oh, the fear of success file has launched. I see it operating. The mere presence of your conscious observer deprives the program of its fuel. A program survives only when hidden, and when you believe it is you. Firmware replacement. Your biocomputer does not understand words, it understands frequency. In moments of calm, right after waking in the morning or before sleep in that warm theta state, begin loading new software. Not through dry affirmations, but through physical sensation. Feel with every cell what it is like to be completely free, wealthy, and fulfilled. Your body must remember the frequency of your ideal future. Once the frequency matches, reality will be compelled to render corresponding events. Practice. Whose voice is this? Make it your hygiene, like brushing your teeth. Filter incoming thoughts. 9 out of 10 of your fears are outdated garbage from the past that has nothing to do with your present power. Delete them mercilessly. Remember, you are not the one thinking the thoughts. You are the one observing them. The matrix is powerless against someone who has realized the illusion of their self. Your source file is now in your hands. The old life session is complete. Are you ready to load a new version of yourself? Press Execute. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.